How would it feel to make your annual income in just 1 month? It sounds impossible, but by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to do that. In today's video, I wanna break down the #1 strategy to growing and scaling businesses. It's my favorite strategy that I've used and I've used for all of my clients to help them and myself close millions of dollars from stage in webinars, online presentations, live events. No matter what kind of scenario, this strategy will help you take your annual income and help you make it in just 1 month. Let's go. If we haven't met before, my name is Eileen Wilder, and I've been called by industry leaders the queen of stages and the queen of high ticket offers. Why? Because this specific strategy is my favorite strategy to bringing a cash infusion into your business and into mine. What is it, you may ask? Virtual events. Now, ever since 2020 and the pandemic happened and the whole world shut down in live events, they found virtual events, and virtual events have become a booming industry for growing and scaling businesses. Why? Because it's doing a presentation online one-to-many is what they call it. Now, before, people were just closing sales with phones, one-on-one sales. They were doing hotel events. The seminar business was a thing, and you had to go somewhere and rent some hotel ballroom and then make your presentation in the hopes that you would make sales. Now, many times these hotels, seminars, presentation events would cost thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, until 2020 and the pandemic, where I found out, along with all my friends, you could do the same exact presentation for your business, but online in a virtual room. In fact, I read somewhere that Zoom's stock exploded during 2020 because everybody found out how to get on Zoom. Do you remember that? Well, let's break down this exact strategy and how it could work for you, even if you don't have a business and don't have a following. Because there's a lot of misconceptions and myths that you need to have a giant business already, or to have all your offers in place, or to have hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of followers in order to make this work. And 100% you don't. In fact, in 2020 was my very first experience at having a virtual event. Just the year before, I had done an event in a hotel and I had spent thousands of dollars on this room and coffee. But in fact, I had only 6 attendees in the room who could take me up on my offer. I tried to make the room look more full by inviting some of my friends and telling them to be like my hype crew and shout me down and say amen and act like they wanted to buy my offer, right? But I only had 6 people inside that hotel room. What I'm about to tell you may sound crazy and may sound almost impossible, and that's how I felt too when it happened. But I made an invitation to my offer, and at the end, 5 people took me up on it. Now, the price of my program that I had created was a little expensive. In fact, it was $20,000. And 5 people, when they took me up on that $20,000 offer, made me $100,000 in 1 day. I don't know about you, but when your brain sees $100,000 come into your business in 1 day, you wonder what you've been doing with all the other days in your life. In fact, me and my husband, we had never made that much money in our whole year in other jobs and in other businesses. So to make it in 1 day inside of 1 month was incredibly exciting and made us overjoyed. And it gave us something that I know it will give you, which is peace of mind. It kind of put us in a state of confusion for a second because we thought to ourselves, how did we make so much money so fast? And before, we were working in a job and spending all these hours and years of our life, right? It makes you really be like, what did we miss? What class did we not take in high school? And here's what we didn't take in high school. This strategy inside of this video. The strategy here was we learned how to create a high ticket offer. That was the very first move. And step 1 inside this video is to create a high ticket offer, right? I never would have made $100,000, and you'll never make $100,000 in your business in 1 day unless you have a high ticket offer. So the very first step is to create a high ticket offer. Now stay tuned. I'm going to break down exactly how to do that by the end of this video. So when you create a high ticket offer, what is that? Well, it could be a coaching program. It could be a workshop, an event, an experience, something you take clients to. That's what I created. And I created the value to be incredible. In fact, way more than the price of the investment of the program. They were spending $20,000, but I was giving them so many cool things. I was layering in done-for-you services and other support, and I was gonna help them, and I had virtual assistants in there. It was a crazy cool offer. So that's what you wanna create, is something like banana pants awesome sauce that people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense, okay? Now, you might probably have more questions, right? Like, how do I put together an offer? How do I say it so people want it, And we'll get into that inside this video. But number one, just understand first, high ticket offer will be the fastest path to making your annual income in 1 month. All right, step number 2, you wanna have a virtual event. I like to call it a masterclass. Now, I want you to picture opening up Zoom on your computer and you seeing people come in, their faces come in, they're coming on camera, and they're waving at you and they're excited, and maybe it's 5 people, maybe it's 14 people, maybe it's 6 people, maybe it's 20 people, or maybe you've already have a following and an established business, and maybe it's hundreds of people. Either case scenario, it's gonna feel amazing because it's gonna feel like a party that you're having online. Again, I like to call it a masterclass. Inside of your masterclass, I'm gonna show you how to do a presentation that's gonna make people want to say yes to you at the end. Say yes to what? To your offer. I'm gonna show you how to do a simple, easy, elegant invitation, not a pitch. We're gonna just do an invitation at the end, and then they're gonna wanna dive deeper. Now, yes, you probably have some questions like, okay, how long is this presentation? What do I say? I got you. But understand the second part of the strategy is number 1, have a high ticket offer. Number 2, have a virtual event. Now, what's so cool about this is you don't need to go rent a venue, a hotel. You don't need to spend a lot of money. You just need to have a Zoom account and some friends. Let's go into the third part of the strategy. Have a high ticket offer, virtual event. Now you're going to do a presentation inside your masterclass. The presentation is going to be just like you having coffee with your best friend. Like, this is what this video feels like to me. It's like we're sitting down at Starbucks and you're like, hey, Eileen, how do I make a bunch of money so fast? And I'll be like, cool. Do you want to take your annual income and make it in a month? Do this, okay? Your masterclass is going to feel like you talking about your passion, your expertise, your steps, the lessons, the things that you've learned, and paying it forward to your best friend. That's how it feels. And you know how you have that friend where you lose track of time and you're sitting by the pool and you're just having so much fun. You're talking. And then you're like, oh my gosh, it's 6 o'clock. We gotta go to dinner. It's like time just flies and you lose all sense of where you are. That's what your masterclass will feel like. Now, yes, there is some strategy and I've got sauce that you can close more sales if you do a couple moves inside your masterclass. But the feel of your masterclass is you on fire, sharing what you know. Isn't that so cool? One time I went to Israel and I saw where Solomon did presentations before an amphitheater. It was like the floor was here and the stairs were like all kind of like this. And it was like just a round semi-circle amphitheater. And there's no audio equipment, right? Back then it's just him on the ground. And we went to the kind of center of the theater and we just spoke out and we put some of our friends at the very top of the stairs and they could hear us perfectly. And the scripture actually talks about how Solomon would talk in these presentations about flowers and birds of the air and nature. He had all sorts of content, and it must have been stuff that he was on fire about. He just must have been lit up about botany and bird culture. He was so excited. So that's how your masterclass is going to be, okay? Solomon, in fact, made high ticket offers at the end. It said that year upon year, the leaders of the nations of the earth would pay Solomon. They would bring tribute to him. So he was making a lot of money through presentations, and I want you to do this too. Okay, so let's back to our strategy. High ticket offer, virtual event. You're gonna do a presentation inside of your virtual event. Step number 4, you're gonna do an invitation. When you do your presentation, I want you to do something very specific. And the specificity here is I want you to talk about the story of how you found your solution. I want you to talk about before you found the solution And then the moment of how you found it. Was it a mentor, an event? I'll give you an example here in just a second. And then after you found the solution. Okay, this is called the system origin story, or the story of how you found your solution. When you do this and you dive deeper into more about that solution, people are going to get awakened to the number one thing that causes sales, which is desire. They're going to identify that they have that problem. They're going to identify that you have a solution, and they're going to identify with your story, because your story is going to be the thing that causes them to want to learn more. They will not want your offer, and they will not want what you have if they don't hear your story. Have you ever been in a classroom setting or a teacher where they're just spitting facts and they're telling steps and it's very dry and it's like, first do this, then do this, then do that? Something occurs inside the audience's mind when somebody teaches like that, and it's called psychological reactance, where the mind is saying, I'm 100% not doing that. Isn't that funny? Even if people come to learn, it's just like talking to a child or a teenager. We don't want to do something just because somebody says for us to do it. We want to do it because we want to do it. And how do you awaken people's desire to want to do it themselves? You do it through story. The story is a thing that turns the mind of the listener into, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, what if I did that? Oh, that sounds crazy. So she found it like that. He found it like that. And then this happened. Oh, I want that. And when you have the I want that, then they want to hear more sauce. Okay. So the last step of the strategy is make an invitation. They won't want the invitation unless they hear the story, okay? The invitation sounds like, hey, if you'd like to dive deeper and would like my help installing this into your life, into your business, into your health routines, if you would like my assistance with this and help with this, I'm going to provide a link right here, and I just want you to book a call. And if you've done the story right, they're gonna be like, yes, that sounds great. I have that problem. I want this solution. So this is the essence of the virtual event. Now, fancy pants word, virtual event, you may be picturing Tony Robbins with 4,000 people on the screens. This is not that. This is you having a party online with your BFFs, dropping your sauce, and then inviting them to go deeper, okay? This is the strategy. Now, you may be asking yourself the question, Eileen, this sounds amazing. I can see myself doing this. How do I make the money? My encouragement is create an offer that's $10,000 or more. It doesn't have to be you doing all the stuff in the offer. You could have other partners inside your offer helping with done-for-you services or ideas like this. Now, stick with me and I'll talk a little bit about how you can make your offer super sexy so they say yes, but the essence is $10,000 or more. Let me know in the comments, how many sales would you want to make to hit your goal? What is your goal? Is your goal 100,000, 300,000, a million, 3 million, 5, 10 million? Let me know in the comments below. And then do the math there. How many $10,000 sales would you need to make to hit your goal? Isn't that cool? If you reverse engineer it, you can figure out how many people you need in the room to do a 6-figure day. Now for me, remember, I only had 6 people. So don't come at me and be like, oh, Eileen, I need so many people. What if your offer was 20,000 or more? You can do this and you can do that math. The biggest takeaway for you here is I want to ignite your imagination of what's actually possible. You can make your annual salary in a month. Why? Because I've seen it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. This, my friends, is the strategy to creating a cash infusion in your business, in your family, and for your legacy. You may be asking yourself the question, Eileen, how do I put all the details together? Tell me more about what goes exactly in the presentation. How much do I share? How much do I not share? How do I put the offer together so it sounds super duper duper sexy? Let me give you a few quick tips here and then a resource. In your presentation, you want that origin story of how you found it. And then what I would encourage you is 3 to 5 steps of something that your audience can do. You want to give them some kind of action plan and show them that you've got a system. Now for your offer, when you say your offer, my best tip for you here is talk about the payoff or the end result that your offer is going to get them. Don't use a lot of words, just use 1 or 2 sentences to describe what's going to happen in their life as a result of diving into your offer. Isn't that great? Maybe you could start with this prompt. By the end of this experience, you will have blank. Talk about the payoff and not all the work it's going to take to get there, and you will grow your business and make more sales than you ever imagined possible. For those of you who want to take some fast action on this video, my encouragement is to go tell your friends you're going to throw a party coming up this Friday. Have fun in your virtual masterclass. That's the best kind of takeaway from this video, is enjoy it. Share your knowledge, share your story, share your 3 to 5 steps that they can do. If you'll do this, I know you're gonna have so much fun and make sales when you issue your invitation. Now, if you'd like to dive deeper into some more resources that I have that could help you put this all together in detail, check out the links down below this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.